Hello. First of all, thank you so much for taking the time to attend this meeting today. I know you have a busy day, a busy daily schedule with work and study, so I really appreciate your time. The main idea of this interview is simply to talk about your personal experience, feelings, and challenges when speaking English in your online classes, especially after a long work day. Please remember that there are no right or wrong answers, uh, and this is not a test. Your personal story is extremely valuable for this research. Everything we discuss today will remain completely anonymous, and your real name will never be used. Whenever you are ready and comfortable, we can begin.
Okay.
Okay. How do you manage your cognitive energy and attention when transitioning from an 8-hour workday to an online English session?
Well, honestly, it is very difficult because my mind is completely exhausted after working 8 hours in the office. And when I log into the virtual English class, I feel a lot of physical fatigue. So it takes me more time to understand the teacher's instruction and focus on the slides.
Okay. Number two, in what specific ways do time constraints and professional responsibilities affect your opportunities to practice spontaneous speaking in the online modality?
Because I work full time, I don't have extra hours during the day to practice my English or listen to native speakers. My only practice happens during the virtual class, so if I cannot participate actively in the online session, I miss my only chance to speak.
Okay. Uh, Describe a recent situation in a virtual class where you felt your oral fluency was hindered. Uh, what role did physical or mental fatigue play at that moment?
Mm, Last week, during an online group activity, I wanted to explain an idea about an academic topic. However, my brain was so tired that I could not find the correct words in English, even though I knew them in Spanish. I started pausing a lot and I felt very, very frustrated.
Okay. Uh, how do you interpret the interface of online platforms, for example, microphone, camera, in relation to your confidence when speaking English?
When the camera is turned on, I feel a bit uncomfortable because everyone is looking directly at my face on screen. However, using the microphone is my main problem because if my internet connection is bad, my voice breaks and that makes me lose my confidence.
Okay, and the last one. Uh, what strategies do you implement autonomously to overcome speech breakdowns when interacting with classmates online?
When I cannot remember a specific word, I tried to use simpler vocabulary to explain my point. And if I get completely stuck, I look up the translation quickly on my phone or ask my classmates for help in the Zoom chat.
Okay, thank you very much for your help, and thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Hello. Thank you very much for accepting this interview. This interview was part of our research proposal for the Applied Linguistic course. The purpose of this interview is to learn about your experience developing English speaking fluency in online classes. There are no right or wrong answers. Please answer honestly based on your own experience. With your permission, I will record this interview only for academic purposes. Do you agree to participate?
Hello, yes, I do.
Thank you. My first question is, how do you perceive your personal progress in English speaking fluency since transitioning from face-to-face environments to the online modality?
I think my reading and writing skills are better now, but my speaking fluency is improving very slowly in virtual classes. In face-to-face classroom, it was easier for me to chat naturally, but online sessions feel more formal and rigid.
Thank you for your answer. Now, my second question is, what specific linguistic elements, for example, grammar or vocabulary, cause the most significant pauses or questions when you speak during virtual classes?
My biggest problems are sentence structure and fast grammar conjugation, especially when using past tense. I spend too much time thinking about the correct rules in my head before I speak, and this creates very long awkward pauses.
Thank you. Let's continue with the third question. Describe how you feel when a teacher or classmates ask you to answer a difficult question without preparing during an online classes.
I feel very nervous and anxious when the teacher suddenly called my names to answer a question in front of everyone. My heart beats fast because I feel the pressure to produce a perfect answer immediately without any preparation time.
I understand. Thank you for sharing your experience. Now, here is the fourth question. In what ways does the present or absence of gesture or facial expression in virtual classes affect your understanding and your speaking?
In the online modality, many students turn their cameras off, so I cannot see their hands gesturing or facial expressions. This makes communication much harder because cannot see if they are confused or if they understand my meaning.
Okay. Finally, my last question. How do you use the feedback you receive from your teacher to improve your speaking during online classes?
When the teacher corrects my pronunciation or grammar in the chat or via the microphone, I write the mistake down in my notebook. Later, during my independent study time, I practice repeating the correct sentence structure to avoid making the same error again.
Thank you very much for your time and sharing your experience. Your answer will only be used for academic purposes in our result project. I really appreciate your participation. Have a nice day.
You are welcome. Thank you for inviting me and hope my answer are helpful for your research. Have a nice day.
Hi, hello. Participant number 3. Okay, in this case, I'm going to ask you some questions about the research that I'm applying in this file. So the first question is, to what extent do you feel that the online learning modality allows you to explore your full potential for spontaneous English speaking fluency?
I think the only modality give me good tool assisting international new are digital resource easily. However, it limit my speaking potential because virtual interaction are usually very short and we do not have no time for the conversations.
Okay. And the second one, describe any communicative friction or linguistic limitations that you experience when interacting with lower proficiency peers in virtual breakrooms.
When I use the virtual recon rules with classmates, who have the lower level and notice that they very quiet or afraid to speak, I try to help. And then but it's difficult to maintain a fast natural conversation because I sub to simplify my vocabulary constantly.
Okay, I know that what is your feelings? Well, in this third question, how do you regulate your speaking speed in a currency when you notice a breakdown in communication with your online interlocutors?
Is as I noticed that my only partner dancing dance understand my messages, I immediately reduce my speaking speed and clear my pronunciations. I also try to refresh refresh to either using common words so they that none feel as intimidate.
Okay, and the fourth question, what features of virtual environment do you consider most effective for maintaining an advanced level of engagement during oral tasks?
I practice to strategy that takes like interactive problem solving activity or game with clear goals are the factor to keep engagement. Only the activity I am petition the class become very quickly.
Okay, and the last question, how has your identity as a fluent speaker evolved or changed through your experiences in virtual spaces compared to physical classrooms?
In physical classroom, my fluency was very visible because I'm from body language and activity participation. Only I have learned to express my identity purely. I trust my voice and a specific word just with which has made me a powerful and precise speaker.
And
Thank
that's
you.
all. Thank you for participation and see you next time.